Hey, welcome back. Have you ever eaten because you're bored? I think everybody's done that more than once in their life. Whether it be at the movies, getting that giant thing of popcorn, or that big bag of chips that you can't seem to stop eating. It's almost like a conveyor belt of food going in. Either we're talking at a party, we're watching a movie, we're doing something where we're unconscious about what we're doing, which is eating. So how do we stop that? What are the things we can do to prevent boredom in our lives, to actually stop the boredom association to eating food? And quite simply is just stop. I know it sounds real easy and it's kind of like the one-word answer, but just stop what you're doing, right? I mean, we go back to this whole routine thing, and I go back to the movie theater. Usually when we go buy a ticket to the movie theater, what do? We go to the concession stand where they actually make all their money on soda and candy and popcorn. And we buy popcorn and then we go into the movies and we just sit there and shovel it in, right? And that's where I think as a society we need to look at, whether it be those role models or those associations came from when we were younger, or we saw a movie where people were in the movie theater eating popcorn, so we decided to do that. But at its core, all of it's the same. I mean, you might have just had dinner and then went to the movies, then had popcorn and kept on popping it in. Now, popcorn in itself isn't gonna be this giant caloric problem that we have, even though it has all this incredible butter on there and salt, but it's just an illustration for, I believe, as a society, and our modern society today, that we've become very bored. And through boredom, people end up eating, and they end up eating more than they really thought they would because it's passing the time. Whether they're watching something on television as an example, which I find to be the most insidious, because the television is shutting your brain down, and then eating the food is shutting your brain down. It's like something you're doing kind of like a robot. So my simple tips for getting rid of boredom at its core as it relates to food. If you're feeling bored, number one, stop eating. Get up. Go for a walk. If you're bored in your office, as an example, and you're feeling it's 3 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, whatever time, and you're feeling bored, you want to have some snacks, and you're doing your work, and you're eating, and you're doing your work. Again, I've done that too, but I just realized I'm not going to eat certain things. Number one, I'm not going to eat a lot of them. I'm going to set out what I'm going to set out in a little bowl about the size of my hand. That's what I'm going to eat. Number two, if you're really, really bored, meaning, and this is outside of the food thing, where food is just a vehicle to fill the boredom, to fill the void from the boredom, is that go out and do something. Whether it be you're going to volunteer at a school, volunteer at your local place of worship, volunteer at the homeless shelter, do some extra volunteer work in your neighborhood, whatever it is, find a place to fill that boredom. If you have some family, maybe you guys all get in the car and go do something together, go for a walk. Again, I'm a big fan of walking. It sounds kind of really insane to say, okay, well, Keith, you don't have any weight problems. Well, I always walk. I'm always trying to move my body. And yeah, my metabolism might be a little bit higher than yours, a little bit less than yours, but the bottom line is that I never want to let boredom creep into my life insofar as using food as the vehicle to neutralize my boredom. And the people I talk to, and I've done a lot of interviews with people, which is why I rolled out this product and why I want to help you today, is that boredom can lead to overeating, and then you get into this awkward situation where you develop this habit, right? So how do we get at developing that habit? And I really think is when you're feeling bored, feeling lonely, one of those emotions come up, feeling insecure about something, is don't reach for food. Get out of your mind, get out of your body, go for a walk in the woods, go do something, read a book, eliminate a boredom, but do something that you're conscious of doing. Don't go turn on the television if you're bored. Go turn on the television because you want to be entertained, or maybe you're going to watch a science show or something where you're going to be educated. But don't assume that the boredom and the food association don't get suppressed or pushed down by doing something that you're not even conscious of whatever you're doing. To me, this is one of the big ones about food and about people say dieting and stuff like that. When I look at people who go on diets, that's kind of, again, a yo-yo diet. We're going to do all these things, but they feel so stressed about life, or they feel so bored that they're going to go eat, and then it's almost like putting two hooks around your ear. Like if you've ever seen an animal like a cow being fed, they put hooks over the ears and they have a bucket there and they just keep eating and they can't take the bucket out. And I feel like that's kind of an analogy for our society. So for today, if you're bored, please don't eat. Go find something you can do where you can give and serve and help yourself and help others, and then you'll feel good about yourself. You're going to release your own serotonin, and to me that's what it's all about, is feeling good with no side effects, no stimulants, no nothing besides breathing air and life and helping other people. Thanks for listening. Please share this with somebody you love and you care about, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.